The worst things that I've seen while I've been in the waiting room, waiting for my client's driver's license restoration hearing was when it appeared like they had all the documentation correct and they had, submitted the stuff. And it was a guy trying to do it on his own, and his family was there. I think his wife, it looked like his wife was going to be a witness, and not paying attention to the details in the form. They actually submitted some evaluations and such that were expired. And because of that, their appeal was automatically denied. And at that point, they have very, very limited option. In fact, I think the hearing officer on the record said that they basically had to wait a year, sorry, tough luck. And that is a wildly expensive mistake. I mean, if you think hiring competent counsel to help with your driver's license restoration, is expensive, and it is, I freely admit. I mean, it costs a lot of money to do, but it is so much cheaper than making, small mistakes that just blow the entire thing up. Hi folks, my name is Keith Stickley here at the Stickley Law Firm in downtown Hillsdale, Michigan. I'm a criminal defense attorney, but I also do a lot of Michigan driver's license restoration appeal work. If you or somebody you care about has been convicted of multiple DUIs, you probably know that your license has been either suspended or most commonly revoked. And the only way to get that driver's license back is to go through the driver's license restoration hearing process. Every single week we get phone calls from people who have tried the restoration process on their own and they've been denied, sometimes multiple times. This process is not easy. Not only is there the paperwork component, you have to get a substance abuse evaluation, you have to go through drug testing, you're supposed to get letters from friends. There's really a lot that goes into putting together an appeals packet, if you will, that is going to be successful when you're in front of the hearing officer. Now, here at the Stickley Law Firm, I try and make regular content and post it onto YouTube and social media about common legal problems that people find themselves in, and they ask questions of our law firm. And we take those questions and we try to break them down into easy to understand scenarios and pieces of information, because we truly find that an educated client generally asks better questions, and when they ask better questions, they end up with far better outcomes. And when it comes to the driver's license restoration appeal process, my primary goal, my primary focus is to get somebody back behind the wheel safely and legally. And I do think it really comes down to the thoroughness and the amount of effort that you put into putting the packet together like we do for our clients, and the experience in knowing what exactly it is that the hearing officer needs. Because that's one thing that we hear all the time, hey, I thought I presented everything correctly and the hearing officer, denied me anyway. And the fact of the matter is they are looking for very specific things. And I made another video that you might want to check out on our channel or on this playlist about the main reasons that some of these hearings end up in a denial and what you can do about that. But today I really want to talk about the actual process of how you go about getting your appeal hearing if you want to appeal your driver's license revocation so that you can start driving again. And it all starts with this magical packet of papers right here. This is the official Michigan Secretary of State hearing request packet. And it actually includes two forms as part of this packet. And by the way, if you haven't started this process yet, or you just want to take a look at it, I will link to the official Secretary of State packet on the description of this video below. Now, this packet actually is comprised of two different documents, SOS Form 257, which is the actual formal request for a hearing, and SOS 258, which is the substance use evaluation paperwork. These documents are the foundation of your entire license restoration case. It's important to keep in mind that when your case eventually goes to the Michigan License Restoration Hearing, the hearing officer who will be conducting that hearing will already have reviewed this packet thoroughly. But I want to talk about a couple of the main things you really need to focus on when you're putting this together if you're trying to do it on your own. And quite frankly, why I think it might be really wise to seek qualified counsel or help with putting this thing together. And the first thing that people miss is something called the 90-day rule for the substance use evaluation. The evaluation in this packet must be completed within 90 days before you file your appeal. Now, a lot of people get tripped up in that because the paperwork is extensive, it's long, it asks a lot of questions, and they start doing all this work, or they realize that they need a substance abuse evaluation and they go get it, and then they start on the paperwork, And then too much time goes by from the time that they actually do that evaluation to the time that they can physically submit the paperwork till they have all their stuff. One common thing that we see often is the people get the evaluation done and then it takes them far longer than they thought to get their letters of support that also have to be submitted with the restoration packet. And by the time they finally submit that packet and they get their friends to give them the information that they need, the evaluation's too old. And if the evaluation's too old, they're going to reject the paperwork. Or even worse, sometimes if they don't fine-tooth comb it before your hearing, the worst happens and they end up just flatly denying your restoration. The second thing that's most commonly missed by people who have unsuccessful hearings is that the letters of support that you have to include, and those letters of support are sort of described very basically in this packet, but they have to match the information in the substance use evaluation. That's why when I'm working with all of my clients, I always have them do the substance use evaluation first before we start building all the other blocks together. And we sort of have a system here that's a timeline that makes sure it comes together within the time restraints that we have. The hearing officers are looking for exact sobriety dates and relapse history and lifestyle changes. So if the evaluation says that you've been sober since January of 22, but a letter comes in and says that, you've been sober since 2021, or, there was maybe a later date, those kind of small inconsistencies can raise major questions. And when major questions are raised, those tend to result in denials. And as I explained in the other video about why these restoration appeal hearings get denied in my other video, and as I explained in the other video about why these things so often get denied, it goes to the heart of what it is the Secretary of State is looking for, right? They have to be convinced that your alcohol problem is under control and is likely to remain under control. Another thing that people overlook in the packet is the drug screen requirement. That's actually part of the evaluation. I've seen people submit these things without the proper testing, which sort of boggles my mind. It is right there in the paper. But I get it, the whole process can be quite confusing. But they need a panel drug screen from a certified lab. And if you are going to a testing facility or maybe using an evaluator who's not really familiar with this process, they might administer accidentally the wrong test, or they might not get the lab report correctly, or the lab report might be missing, or there might be some kind of incomplete documentation that when the hearing officer looks at the restoration packet and all the information as a whole before they make their decision, if that documentation is incomplete and insufficient, that's probably grounds for an automatic denial. Just to kind of recap and bring it full circle here, why does this packet matter? Why is it so important to either go over with a fine-tooth comb before it gets submitted or work with somebody with a lot of experience in this area? It's because, essentially the packet that you submit, it's the foundation of your entire Michigan license restoration case. And by the time you walk into your license restoration hearing, the hearing officer has already reviewed these documents carefully, and well over half the time, they've already made their decision, right? And if there are inconsistencies or missing information in that packet, that creates major problems that could be impossible to correct later on in that exact hearing. And then if you get the revocation, then if you get the denial, you might have to wait a really long time to get back in the saddle and try it again. So if you or somebody that you care about does have a revoked license because of multiple DUI convictions, and especially if they've tried the restoration process before and it's not worked out, number one, don't give up, okay? Don't give up. Number two, if it's been a lot of years, they probably didn't have the modern restoration packet that they have now. It's in PDF form. I'm going to go ahead and link to that official SOS form in the description of the video, like I mentioned before. But maybe most importantly, if this is something that you're thinking about trying to get your license, you want a lot more concise information about what is so vitally important to include and consider when you're putting together these packets, I've put together a free Michigan license restoration checklist. And it goes through the documents, it goes through the most common mistakes that people make when they are trying to go down this process, and it gives you a little guidance in how to avoid them. It's not formal legal advice, but I can tell you, having done this many, many, many times and having successfully represented folks in these hearings and got them licenses after they've been, denied multiple times, I can tell you these really are the things that you need to focus on. And of course, if this is something that you really need to do, you really want to do, and you're looking for guidance, if you're looking for hands-on assistance that will walk you through the process every step of the way and represent you at the license restoration appeal hearing, give my office a call. We do this all the time. It's never been easier to participate in these restoration hearings. It's all over Zoom now. And this is really great because it allows us to help clients all over the state of Michigan. And we really do know what they're looking for. We have a great network of evaluators that, can fairly and accurately evaluate, where you're at in this process, and will provide the proper information, the proper truthful information to the hearing officers and for the packet so that you have the best possible chance of getting your license back. Of course, all of our contact information is here in the video description on the YouTube channel, and it's all over our social medias. If you found this content helpful, folks, do us a big favor. Like the video, subscribe to we are trying to make a lot of common sense, easy to understand legal content so that people out there dealing with these common legal problems can better understand the situation they're in. And of course, if you or somebody that you care about is having problems with the law or finding themselves on the wrong side of the law, give us a call. We'll be glad to either take their call or bring you into the office, have a thorough case evaluation, and see exactly how we might be able to help you. And if it's something that we can't assist you with, we'll certainly try to point you in the direction that can. So that's all for today, folks. Stay safe, and we'll see you real soon.